You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Wait. Don't do it, Cartman. Wait. I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants.
Wanna kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Do it.
1069er, we got whores in the city. We need backup now.
Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my god! The government is here! Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass. Hello, peasants.
Wanna kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Do it.
1069er, we got whores in the city. We need backup now.
Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my god! The government is here! Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Wait. Don't do it, Cartman. Wait. I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants.
Wanna kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Do it.
1069er, we got whores in the city. We need backup now.
Don't be so dang literal.
everybody? We are live here on YouTube, and today we got an awesome guest all the way from across the pond. We got Liam Regan hanging out with us. I know it's pretty late for you, Liam, but
How's it going?
thanks for hanging out with us.
Of course, no. I mean, it's like 1:42 a.m. in the morning in the UK, and where else would I rather be than on Skype talking to you guys?
That's great. I feel like I just saw you.
Yeah,
I feel like we were just hanging out not too long ago, Liam. You know, you were just on my couch watching wrestling.
I know, right? I miss that. I miss that. Watching wrestling, watching Raw, right?
Yeah. Remember Dwayne watching some Razor Ramon promos?
That was so funny. That was a great time.
What was that tag team? The Dinks, right?
The Ding Dongs?
The Ding Dongs, yeah. Classic. Yeah, but Liam, it's fun.
And real quick too, I just saw you as well in Cincinnati as part of the same trip.
In Cincinnati, Ohio? Yeah, man. Cincinnati was fun.
Yeah, how was the Edie Miss Campbell screening?
Yeah, I think people liked it. I think, you know, don't know, man. I've seen the movie so many times. I hate watching it. You know, when you've made a movie and you have to watch it with people, it's like, I wish I could have done that differently. I wish I could have done this differently.
Yeah.
I don't know, Ben. How do you think it went?
I think it was a wonderful reception. Like, honestly, I think it was a tremendously wonderful reception. You lucked out and got a beautiful big sheetrock wall, like a nice big crisp image, like in the back of a brewery. I don't know. I feel like the laughs hit. I do think largely that an American audience interpreting a British person's perspective on America is a thing that you have to sit and sort of soak in as a human, as a person watching.
Well, you know, I mean, school shootings is kind of like a national thing over there, right? Like a sport.
I mean, luckily we haven't had one at least in 2024 so far.
Can you guys please have another one so I can sell more Blu-rays?
False, actually.
Oh, really?
There have been. Yeah, there have been a couple already. Yeah, more than a couple.
Well, I guess the news is quiet on that because we got too many. Yeah.
Not even playing to a point though, and this is where in sort of true trauma fashion, Liam, you may have missed the boat on timing. I mean, we're already past it. Now it's like watching a baseball game. Nobody pays attention until the World Series, you know? But no. Again, like truly and completely, I think the crowd got it. I think the crowd enjoyed it. Like your big laughs, I think, played well. I think you got a couple of good little oohs and ahs. There was some talking back to the screen, which to me is always a good sign.
Yeah.
When folks are engaging in the film, I think is good. Wonderful time. I enjoyed it.
Oh, great. I mean, me too. I think it's a fantastic movie. The writer-director is a very good-looking guy.
Very good.
I don't know if he's single or anything, but, you know.
He's got a very sexy accent.
A very sexy accent, yeah. Yeah. Eating Miss Campbell. How about Curse of the Were-Deer? I'd rather watch that.
I think we all would.
I cannot wait for color and sound mix to be complete. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And then I too, Liam, will watch it. I will enjoy it, and then I will enjoy it less and less and less each time.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. You know, when you're making a movie, it's like, especially you guys who are like directing it and making it and being so tight with the edit, it's like you're watching every bit of it until then it's done, and then you got to watch it like 100 more times.
It sucks.
It's a thing where you want to just be able to put a thing away, I think, at a certain point. But then it also comes to, if you're not actively promoting it, who else is going to? You know what I mean? And I know some people are like, well, you're a distributor. And yeah, okay, sure. Or, oh, the fans will talk. Well, how do they see it? I have to be the one to tell them. People don't understand, like really the level of push that a lot of these folks do and do well. So you were at Horror Hound, right?
I was.
How many like weird indie booth setups did you see that you were just like, I've never heard of any of these things. I have no idea what it is, but they've got like 10, 12 films to their booth,
Yeah, 110%. I mean, what I found even more interesting being at the Trauma booth, selling my wares is, not many Trauma fans ever heard of Eating Miss Campbell, which I found pretty interesting. I mean, good because I had new customers to sell it to, but at the same time, it's like I think you live inside this little bubble where you think, oh, everyone's already seen it or everyone already knows about it. But the truth is, nobody knows about it, right? And that was kind of sobering to me because I'm like, well, if these guys don't know what it is, then how do I expect anyone else to know who, it's crazy. It's really weird because I don't know. But then again, there's some Trauma fans that just know Toxic Avenger, right?
Yeah.
Right. Or even some who just know Crusaders and who have
Yeah, because there's lots of times where I've met people and I'd be like, yeah, I'd used some stuff for trauma, and they're like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, well, have you heard of the Toxic Avenger? I'm like, oh, I know what that is. And that's like as far as it usually goes.
And the follow-up is usually they made other stuff.
Yeah.
They did other things. Oh.
I usually get, they're still making movies.
That's one. Yeah. That I love that one though, because then at that point it's always your chance to be like, oh, you don't know, and you can just jump into like
oh, you didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know. My God.
Yeah, but Liam, so you've been now running your own distribution though, right? I mean, what's that like being independent and running
in this office? In this derelict office that's like slowly coming together. Yeah, man, it's I've had like a really busy month. We're now 1 month old, and I've sold a lot of shit, so it's going pretty well.
That's awesome. So you're saying that there's always that like I feel like long running. I wouldn't say argument, but like long running. I guess I'm gonna say argument, but just like the fact that Blu-rays or physical media is dying. But obviously, you are selling these. So, I mean, what's your perception on that? In general?
Well, to me, it's like, you're selling, I'm the demographic, I buy physical media. Mm-hmm. So, I'm a guy nearing his 40s with disposable income. And a lot of the cool movies that I like, you can't really get on streaming. Or I grew up in the time of DVD and I like special features. So then you've got like the boutique Blu-ray, like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and all these cool labels licensing movies and put them out. And you pay a premium. But no, there's definitely a market for it. I mean, I've sold nearly half the inventory of Eating Miss Campbell, which is crazy to me.
That's so
cool.
And
what's even more interesting is half my customers are from America. Like, so
nice.
I mainly ship to primarily America. You guys are happy to pay $15 shipping for 2 movies. And I'm happy to supply it. So
that's awesome.
refusefilms.com.
Because a lot of them, like for me, it seems like at least it's a lot of American companies that are the ones that are destroying physical media. I was at Blockbuster. I was buying new pairs of headphones, and what I used to buy weird movies at Blockbuster, like crappy movies, like Sharktopus and like Birdemic and stuff like that at Blockbuster. Me and my friend would just go all the time. Now, what used to be this section is literally a box. It's like just like a small fucking. It's like box.
Oh, homie, you mean Best Buy?
Yeah, that's what I said. Best Buy. Did I not say Best Buy?
You said Blockbuster.
Oh, whatever.
Times.
I meant Best Buy.
In the edit? No. In the edit, I want you to go back, find that moment. It's early enough for you to do it. You did. You said Blockbuster.
Well, I meant to say Best Buy.
Okay.
Fuck Blockbuster too, but
I got confused. But you're right.
So it's like sad to see physical media kind of going that way, and here you are saving physical media, Liam.
Well, what can I say? I think it's all going online anyway. I mean, in the UK, we do have HMV, which is primarily a physical media store because thanks to the vinyl revival, Record stores now exist, which means video. They sell DVDs and Blu-rays, but like my kind of films won't be able to get into those stores. So my market is the internet. And I've got to use social media like Reddit. I've got to use Instagram. I've got to use all those tools to get the message out about eating Miss Campbell. And unfortunately, when you make a movie about cannibalism and 9/11 and shit like that, it's hard to like promote stuff, because Meta will be like, well, you're not allowed to show this, so then they kind of like shadow ban it, and it makes things interesting in a way, but also it's like, oh my god, I don't want to like missell this thing, right? You don't want to make it kind of
you want to sell to something it's not either. Try to
right, exactly.
Tone it down.
It's really interesting, but so far so good. I don't want to curse it, but like I've licensed 3 trauma movies, and we're releasing. I think we're going to put them up for pre-order early May, but it's called the Trauma Archive Collection, and we've essentially digitized a lot of the digibetas and master tapes from the Trauma Basement, and just uncovering a lot of cool archival material. And we're also putting multiple cuts of a movie on a disc. So, for example, the Toxic Avenger release, we've got the new 4K master, but we've also got the R-rated cut. We've got the Japanese cut remastered. We're also putting out Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD, and for the first time, it's going to be the PG-13 cut and the unrated director's cut with a shitload of.
I actually didn't know that there were 2 cuts. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what cut I watched. Whatever version I've seen, I assumed was the cut of the movie.
Yeah, it was probably the unrated. The PG-13 was only ever like released on VHS in like 1996, 1997. And then we're also releasing the world Blu-ray premiere of Cannibal the Musical.
Hell yeah.
Which, we've remastered that over here, and we've had we've been able to interview Jason McHugh and a lot of people from maybe Matt and Trey. Like we've got a lot of cool things coming up. So hopefully people will buy the Trauma Archive Collection Series 1. So, like action figures come in series. I'm kind of doing that with like this Blu-ray collection. So hopefully people will buy it, and we can release Series 2.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. And I like that these are like remasters, but they're not like the Cameron remasters, They're not like destroying.
No, we don't want to fuck with that. Because let's be honest, I mean, look, I'll give you a widescreen version of a trauma film, but the truth is, when Lloyd shot those films, he shot them for the home video market, meaning that when you look at a lot of these Blu-ray transfers for the trauma films, they cut off the top and the bottom a lot because they have to kind of like, So I want to release films. If you want to watch it in widescreen, by all means, here's the HD version, but here's also the original aspect ratio. And it will look good on a big TV, So we're going to master it for Blu-ray, but we're not fucking about like camera, and we're not using AI or anything like that. Yeah. So really, and we're also going to be including episodes of like Trauma Basement, Trauma's Edge TV, Traumaville Cafe.
You might pop up in there, Ben.
No, I know. I hope I make an appearance.
You're in one of the Trauma's Edge TV episodes, Ben.
I'm in several of the Edge TV episodes. Yeah.
Correction.
when Trent Haga in the first one is piercing his penis in that, I am the one who went to go and get that penis, and you see me behind him doing this. I'm looking at old what is it, like old stills from productions. They put them on slides, so you can go through and look. And then I look around because I was like, there's a man putting a safety pin through his penis. I should go look. And then I disappear from the background. Later on, I want to say it's maybe 2 or 3 episodes later, they're interviewing Trent. Trent is interviewing Trent inside Lloyd's old office with all the little toys and everything on top of the filing cabinets. Well, they had to have somebody play his arm. And I am Trent Haga's arm in that moment. And then, There's at one point, I was Toxie. I was also Harry Balls in a couple. Yeah, I got around.
Interesting, man. Like, I watched that show over in the UK because it was designed for Channel 4 in the UK. I was like 15 years old watching that. And now here we are in 2024, and I'm talking to the guy who played Trent Haga's arm. I mean,
what did you ever think? Did a young Liam ever sit and think he's sipping his afternoon tea? You know what I mean? ever that I didn't think that would be the case.
Me neither. Hey, man, I'm seeing Trent in like a few weeks. I'm flying to LA, and then me and Trent are gonna drive to this Sick New World New Metal Festival.
Yeah.
Primus is playing, Slipknot, System of a Down. It's gonna be great.
Oh, those Primus shows, those late night Primus shows. All I'm going to say is this: make sure to get a little elevated. Whatever you might do in America stays in America. Trauma. And then just wait for Southbound Pachyderm. Just wait for Southbound Pachyderm. But ask Trent if he remembers a weird kid that played his arm in Edge TV. And he'll be like, absolutely fucking not. What are you talking about? He'll look at you like you're a lunatic. I love it.
Of course, it's Ben Johnson, director of Curse of the Werewolf.
You don't know him? Ooh. Oh, I should send a link to you. Show Trent my movie.
Yeah.
I will, man.
Yes.
Oh, I'm also putting out Trent's one of Trent's first movies. He directed called Chop with Will Keenan.
Will Keenan, yeah. You know, when I worked with Will Keenan once, he said that was his proudest role he's ever done. Was Chopped.
Oh.
He said that was his favorite role. He said he doesn't like watching himself, but he's like Chopped. I was like proud to do.
No, well, you know he was great in Tromeo.
Yeah, I think he was too.
Right?
But for some reason, Chopped that was the one he brought it up to me, and I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, so I actually haven't seen Chopped. So when you put it out, it gives me a chance to see it now. Yeah.
You know, this is a. You seen this? This is like 17-year-old Liam and Lloyd.
Oh.
Check that goatee out, man.
Nice.
It's fucking, yeah. That was the first time I met Lloyd.
It's peak teenager. You know what I mean? The little wispy.
See, I still got it, and I'm 30, but this is just the facial hair I can grow.
Oh, man. Dude, I've been listening to Sum 41 all day in preparation of this.
Oh my God. This is why I love you, Liam. This is why you're the only person that's ever brought up to me, not only the Streaming Bloody Murder album, but also the documentary about it. I was like, literally, no one has ever talked to me about this. And it makes me so happy.
I thought you guys were cool in America. I thought you
so
guys
did I. But have you listened to the new album?
Not yet. Like I said, I'm building up to it. I'm wanting to redigest everything first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this album kind of feels like all that culminating, you know, it's like a double album, and it feels like all their songs kind of coming together. It's amazing. I love every second of it.
What's the album that they released in 2016 again?
13 Voices?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that was really good too, but it just didn't like commercially just, you know, didn't do so well.
No, it was a great track, and yeah.
And my favorite is Fake My Own Death. You know, if you watch the music video on YouTube, half of it is blacked out or censored because they made this music video basically just making fun of memes. So it's got like Kim Kardashian when she'd put out those like naked photos, you know, which had the big butt and the champagne, whatever, you know, like, so it's all those memes in there. And then like all those people came after them. And like they had to like censor their music video. So now you watch it, it's like it's just all blacked out half the time. It sucks, but it's such a good video. Oh man,
I don't know anything about Sum 41 at all.
That's how I'm gonna end this clip when I clip it out.
I know that James has a T-shirt that says "Come 41."
I do.
No.
That's cool.
My friend sent it to me, and I was like, "This isn't a real shirt." And then I found the link, and I was like, all right, I'm buying it. I do love my I was at a store, a dispensary once in Missouri, and I'm wearing it. And the guy was like, oh, you like Sum 41? And I was like, actually, it says Come 41. And he was just, and then he was just like, oh, and he did, like, I thought he'd find it a lot funnier, and he kind of like got a little weird about it.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
Well, Liam, I told you about my Sum 41 cover band I want to start. It's called Come 41.
Yeah. Do it. Has to happen, man.
Speaking of bands, Ben, you were just at a show last night. It's actually the same show that I'm going to next weekend. The Descendants and Circle Jerks.
13th?
Yeah.
Yeah, Descendants and Circle Jerks, man.
Oh, dude.
You guys are in for something fun. You are absolutely in for a good time, bro.
I'm so excited.
It's a thing where, like, told a bunch of buddies of mine about it, and they were like, I don't know if we really want to go see a bunch of geriatric old punks.
Yeah.
It might make us sad. And then it's like, what is it? The adolescents open up. They're not adolescents anymore.
It's like Reagan youth.
Yeah. No. They're much older. But again, we walk in probably about midway through their set, and it's like, you know what? This is okay. Everybody's voice is good. Like, everybody's fucking sharp. And then it's like, and they're co-headlining, so I don't know who'll close out your show, but Circle Jerks played next in Nashville. And it's one of those things where it's like, can they still be like young and angry? And can they, or at least be angry? But they came out, and dude, it was one of the most positive, sort of just in general, we're all here to have a good time tonight. Don't fuck with each other, and we will have a good time tonight. And then they just ripped through what had to have been their entire catalog, because their songs are famously like.
Yeah, Circle Jerk turns are pretty fast. Yeah. But Descendants kicked ass too?
Oh my God, dude. Like, I sort of poked fun at the front at the beginning of the show because, what is it? Their bass player looks like a clean-cut Tommy Chong. Milo, singer, looks a lot like a Drew Carey. And then the lead guitarist looks like Powder. Yeah. And I was like, I leaned over to Jen and I was like, this is what happens when you really do make your like perfect power band. It's like,
I'm pretty sure the lead singer is an actual like scientist, like Milo.
Yeah, he's got a fucking degree in like biochemistry or something. Yeah.
But did they play Bikeage? I know Jen always talks about her favorite song's Bikeage.
Yep,
Nice.
absolutely. And then what is it? They played in the van, so there you got this nice big like talking about poops and farts and everything. Everybody taking a shit in the van. It was good. It was a good show, man.
No, I'm excited, and that's why I got tickets because they are old, and I've never seen them. And I was like, "This is if I'm gonna do it, it's right now." And they actually canceled a show. I don't know if you know, a couple months ago, at the beginning of this year, they actually canceled shows because the lead singer had a heart attack, or he had some heart issues or something like that. So like, even made me buy tickets even faster.
So that's what Jen was telling me, and so literally he came out with. And it's no spoilers. Who knows if he'll have it on, but I'll send you the picture later. But he had this like shoulder strap. It looked like a guitar strap with like studs on it. And he doesn't play. He's a singer. Attached to it, though, is his water bottle, like a little canteen attached to this like shoulder strap. So it's not like he's even locating a bottle of sippy water. And like throughout, he just kept pulling it out of his little pouch. And it was the most dad thing you've ever seen.
I love bands that have to like hydrate instead of drinking booze.
Right? But yeah, dude, they crush. You're gonna have a good time. Period. You're gonna have a good time. Yeah. So there was that. We did something else this week, but my whole life has been a blur.
It's would you say a shitstorm?
I would say it's shaping up to be.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, it's in a pretty good space. We'll talk more about it as time goes. I still feel it's maybe too soon to really say a lot.
Would you say it's in a space of positivity?
I would say there's a whole mountain, a power of positivity that exists around.
And just a little murder.
But since everybody here is sort of a Trauma fan, we will go ahead and say, I mean, Lloyd's The Power of Positive Murder is getting shot this summer. Go to trauma.com, hit up all the Trauma socials. You can email Trauma's Punishment at gmail.com. Never, ever has there been a more apropos email address than Trauma's Punishment. Trauma's Punishment at gmail.com. If you want to be an actor, if you want to be a crew, we all met on a Trauma movie and it forged these lifelong bonds built in torture.
We trauma bonded.
Basically, it's like going to war with people, and then you spend the rest of your life telling your war stories to each other again and again and again. And Liam's. I pulled active duty with Doug Sackman back in 2000. You pulled active duty with all of the Return to Nukem High guys. We all met back up for another tour on Shitstorm. Like, this is,
That's right, man. Yeah, it's. Don't know. It's what do they call it? Stockholm syndrome, right? That Blink-182 track.
It's like a constant attack of Killer Tomatoes on your senses.
Segue.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's the king
Had to
of
get
the
there.
segues. Yeah. Yeah, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the animated show, which was like, I remember talking to you, Liam, a while ago. I'm like, hey, you should come on the show. What do you want to talk about? And you were like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And I was like, Liam, we're an animated show. What do you mean? And then you're like, no, there's an animated show. And I was like, what? And then you also told me there were all these sequels, which I also never knew exist. I didn't know Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was this big franchise that it is.
Dude, there's 4 movies in the Killer Tomatoes trilogy.
God. So yeah,
it's shocking to me that you were so far out on that, and it's not that I think it's.
And I've seen the original.
No,
like I know them. I've seen the original at least twice. I think 3 times. Like I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, but I mean, like with the specifically, like with the sequels, and even the cartoon series, because that theme, Attack
of the Killer Tomatoes.
That has been in my head since like 91.
So you watched this on air?
Playing. Oh yeah. Like I came up at a time when, again, at 10 or 11, I'd already been introduced to like the quote unquote B movie, right? Like I'd been introduced to what that was. So I'd seen this movie. I knew this movie, and I was like, they're making a cartoon of it. And we briefly talked about like Crusaders just in passing, but it's the same thing. For me, it was like, how are they going to make this a cartoon? Like, how does it happen? Liam, we famously don't do research here, so we ask the people who are sitting with us what they know. Is the voice of Tara Boomdier, is that also Yvonne?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, yeah, she does have that dialect.
That's what a sing-songy voice when we do this, and then we start singing, and everything is good. Yeah. I
mean, it probably is.
I think John Astin reprises his role as Professor Gangrene in the animated show as well, I believe.
Absolutely, that's John Astin.
Yeah. And I used to watch John Astin in The Addams Family, like at 6 a.m. in the morning, black and white TV show. What a classic.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure the goon, his like spray tanned goon, I think that sounds like one of the Ninja Turtles. Like I'm pretty sure that's Michelangelo.
Igor?
Yeah, Igor.
Yeah, man, I love Igor.
I also thought that he sounded a lot like Headbanger as well from Crusaders. And so there is a little bit of crossover here. Crusaders was what, like a year later, 2 years later, something like that. This feels like literally the prototype for that.
Yeah.
In so many ways, like with how weird you can get on kids' TV. I do love the fact, though, that this doesn't do what Toxic Crusaders did, and that's try and work in a message of like environmentalism or whatever. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but this, to me at least, plays like more like a Tales from the Crypt, like
it feels a lot like a Tales from the Crypt as like a parody of other movies. Like every episode feels like it's a different satire of like another kind of popular movie.
Exactly. I hopped around. I sort of went through the YouTube list. Everything's on there. One of the ones that stuck out to me was what basically was their Jaws parody.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
Yeah,
that one?
Tomato Shark.
Hey.
Yes. Okay. All I'm gonna say is this: is like when a tomato shark attacks and sinks your boat, and it kills itself in the process. It just mushes itself on the boat. So it just mushes through shit.
Yeah.
There's so much of me that doesn't know how I feel about that as like a grown.
Well, those are like the little tomato sharks because they had the big submarine tomato shark.
and that's the other beautiful thing about this series. One of the last ones that I watched, and again I was just sort of thumbing through, was the one where they go back in time and get prehistoric tomatoes to come back. So they have cave tomatoes, and that's the big deal in that episode. And it's when I saw that I was like, you know what, you can do anything. You can just do anything.
It's a great TV show. I think there was only 2 series, and I believe the last series, from what I remember, they actually had an arc for the Great Tomato War. And then it just kind of ends. I think it was supposed to go for a 3rd season. What I love about it, though, it has that live action mixed with animation intro with the theme song, which is fucking fantastic. It's really trippy.
Okay. And I love to posit as to why they do things like that. All right. Because I have no idea, and you never know what's going on in ads. My money says that what ended up happening was they weren't selling the toys quick enough. So what they did was they input actual children so they can show other children, see, kids like this. You like this. Your peers love it.
Damn, that's so
very
true.
cynical when it comes to that, but that's what I think happened.
I believe
because,
it.
like, and again, we with all this kid stuff, we always talk about like a lot of marketing, and especially around like the 80s and 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, Transformers. He-Man was famously a toy that they had to build the cartoon around, right? Mm-hmm. An existing thing. So with something like this, it's like, it'll be awesome. We only have to do 1 tomato mold, and then we'll just slap different eyebrows on them. And then when kids don't want to play with a tomato. They have to retcon.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I speak to myself. If I was a kid, I would have been like, I get to pick this Batman toy or this tomato. I think I'm going to go with Batman.
So, Liam, in the ones that you watched, I have a really good question. Like, did you watch the series on YouTube that had like the Fox Kids channel bumpers and promos on them?
No.
Okay. So there's a straight up and what about you, James? Did you see any of those?
No, I just watched the compilation link that just had them all back to back.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so I'm going to tell you real quick. There's a guy on there. He separated out all 31 episodes so they play out after each other, right? Instead of just watching one big, like 2.5 hour thing, you can watch them at your leisure. They also have old school Fox Kids promos on them, and it's amazing. It is such a wonderful fucking slice out of life because I thought of you specifically, James.
Yeah.
The kid who won the Batman prize package in 91, they had his voice on there, and he won his likeness carved onto a Batman toy.
Oh, fuck.
He won his likeness on the cover of a Batman comic book. He won a year's subscription to Batman comic books, and there was like one other Batman thing that he won.
God damn, I want to win that now.
I know, right? But this kid's like shitting his pants. He's like 10, 11. Weird Al was really associated with Fox Kids for a hot minute. So there's like a good 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Fox Kids. Like, that's what I used to watch a lot because they had Power Rangers, Batman. I think X-Men was on there too. Like, Fox Kids was where it was at.
Dude, I don't know. How does that translate when you've got 2 channels, Liam?
2 channels?
Don't you guys just have like channel 1 and channel 4?
No. So Okay, so like you guys grew up on cable, and we grew up on something called Sky, which was more of like a satellite kind of deal. I'm sure you guys got satellite
Yeah,
dishes
yeah.
in the US. And Killer Tomatoes, for example, was on Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon would also license TV shows from other American networks, like Fox, for example. We eventually got Fox, but we got Fox much later. So Nickelodeon, you know, the top tunes on there would have been like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Tales from the Crypt Keeper, Doug, Our Real Monsters, Rugrats, Santo
lineup.
Bigito. Yeah, dude. Like, it was great. It was brilliant. And Attack of the Killer Tomatoes would always play at like 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And because I was familiar with the movie Return of the Killer Tomatoes starring George Clooney, I became a fan. Now, it wasn't until I went to South Africa on holiday in '93, I went into a video shop and I'm like, what? There's Killer Tomatoes Strike Back and Killer Tomatoes Eat France? I was like, because in the UK, you know, we didn't always get, like, for example, in the UK, we only got like the first 3 Puppet Master movies. You know, we didn't get everything like you guys. So I was very surprised that Killer Tomatoes ate France. And that is probably, in my opinion, the greatest movie in the franchise. In fact, this is a hot take right here, okay? I don't really like the first movie.
Oh, interesting. I will say, I think the first movie is fine. The only thing I really like about the first movies, because I found out this fact later, is that they accidentally crash a helicopter in a shot, and then they use that crashed helicopter as like part of like the scene now. Like they just like write it in. Just
fucking John Landis completely copied off those guys. Right?
Yeah.
He tried it and couldn't do it safely. He
No.
just he cheaped out in the end, John Landis.
I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's the biggest crime known to man. Either John Landis Twilight Zone deaths or John Landis Blues Brothers 2000. I mean, it's
now that
probably Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah.
I hate that movie
say
so
it,
fucking much. And I love Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Well, Blues Brothers is, I mean, it's a cornerstone. Like it exists for, it's a wonderful movie. From start to finish, it's a wonderful movie. We're on a mission from God.
yeah.
Like, if you approach your life with that attitude and everything that you're doing, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Now, how come Blues Brothers never got an animated show?
Interesting.
Ooh.
Because every other movie did at this time.
Yeah, and Blues Brothers 2000 had a PlayStation 2 game, I think.
I think you're correct.
And they were animated in that.
I think you're correct. But okay, so let's take it one quick step back, right? Like one quick step back. To your point, how come Blues Brothers never got a cartoon? It can't be necessarily because of what it is, because you could take Jake and Elwood
I found
out of
something
that.
here. It says Blues Brothers animated series is an unaired animated adaptation of the Blues Brothers. So apparently in '97 there was something that I guess a pilot, but it never aired.
What?
97. Who the fuck asked for that in 1997?
Wow. That does blow my mind, because what I was getting ready to say is like all of these like R-rated movies that ended up becoming cartoons, everything from Police Academy. Did you ever watch Police Academy cartoon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, and that one I loved because of the character design. They kind of went a little overboard with it. They made it cartoony. But that RoboCop, there was a RoboCop cartoon for a while. But there's this Crusaders. There's a ton of stuff where they're dipping into this like this borderline inappropriate for children source material to then bring to children. And I don't know if maybe it's a way
even
to like
Rambo
sell
had
the
a
movie.
fucking cartoon.
What did?
Rambo.
Like, but if you keep going through that, and is it to resell the movie again once these kids are of age, once they are a little older? is it in order to continue to drive the money back to the studio in that regard? I'm sure somebody's making money, but
Well, it's just like what Hollywood and what mainstream cinema is like today. It's exploitation of IP.
Yeah.
Okay, let's use this IP, which is already established. The parents will be familiar with the IP. Oh, look, I want my son to be just like me. Watch fucking the Blues Brothers animated show.
that's why. Yeah, you're right. That's why it's like 22 years later, and it's Blues Brothers 2000. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that it made no sense because Blues Brothers 2000 came out in 1998. It's like they couldn't even get that fucking right.
Right.
You know? And
Wait,
then they put a little kid
who
in
stars
there.
in Blues Brothers 2000? Because it's not. Is it? Don't tell me it's Jim Belushi.
It's John Goodman, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
John Goodman. Okay.
John Goodman.
And I love John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman's great.
He's a good man.
It's right there in the name, you know.
Yeah.
You can just...
Have you guys seen King Ralph?
No.
King Ralph is a great movie.
I don't know that.
I don't care what anybody says. King
love
Ralph
it.
is a fucking good movie.
Hell yeah.
James, do yourself a solid. Like,
Oh,
it-
John
yeah,
Goodman.
just do-
He's got like a fro.
Yeah.
Yo, James.
Yeah.
James, the next time I come over, let's get high and watch King Ralph.
Dude, I'm
Oh
down.
my God.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm coming right now.
Get that flight. Come. Oh, he goes to England. John Goodman says something about him being
Yeah.
the king of England.
That's right. That's right. It's for my people.
He's the rightful king of England. Only to be followed by Liam, the two
That's right.
rightful
Yeah.
kings.
I think so.
Well, Liam's the real American.
I am dude. This photo evidence
Yeah.
with me and Dwayne and the world heavyweight title. I am a real American. Right? This photo exists.
It exists. It's proof right there.
Aw.
That's just as being
It's
good as
like-
being knighted.
It's canon, man.
I kind of like that. Just saying. And
Yeah.
since we're talking about our friend, he's right here in the chat tonight. Dwayne Steele, a big shout out once
Yeah.
again.
Dwayne.
Always good to see you hanging out with us, man. Dwayne earlier when we were talking about it was saying that Fox Kids was #1, way better than Disney Afternoon on weekdays. He can't stand the Disney Afternoon.
Yeah, fuck Disney.
I can't fuck with him either, man. I'm not. I don't get into that. If I had Fox Kids or like Baloo or whatever, I'm choosing Fox Kids all day.
Yeah, for
That's
me,
it.
it was always the Fox Kids and then WB Kids. Those were like where they put all the best
Yeah.
shows. Because WB Kids, they ended up getting Batman, so they had Batman. They also had Static Shock. Then they had Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. Pokemon was WB Kids. So like,
Yup.
and then Fox had all like Power Rangers and then X-Men and then Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. It had like some other fun shit. So it's like Disney was just here's the mouse, you know.
Yeah, and then to make them make the wand.
Yeah,
There's the wand with the sound.
I actually
bullshit.
love to see videos where they like someone will like actually draw over what they're drawing, and it's just complete mess. Like it's not like whatever they're doing isn't even like the logo. Yeah,
Is nowhere near it. They just put the logo close to it. You
Yeah.
know, whatever mess they're doing with their hands.
So I think Attack of the Killer Tomatoes in season 2 were one of the first animations to utilize digital. And I think the first series was like cell animation, and I think
Yeah.
season 2 is one of the first ones to actually use either digital or CGI. It was something that they pioneered. So there you
wow.
go. That's another factoid.
yeah. I guess I'm not sure if I got the season 2 because I got to the Jaws ep. That was the last episode that was on my link was the Jaws episode. Is that season 2?
I don't.
It might be late season 1. So on the 31 episode list that I watched, it was very much out of order. So it started with like S2E10. So I have no idea what's in what order. Just be straight up, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that's sort of like a bigger thing though too. Once you watch the pilot of this, that's the only episode you have to have any context for. Like once you've seen the pilot episode, you can watch all of this completely out of order. Nobody is changing motivation. Like the overarching story, the through line to even the season is flimsy enough that like you'll just catch little snippets of it here and there, and that works fine too.
Mhm.
But I think that's the joy of it for me, is that you can jump in anywhere. It does not matter as long as you have that 22-minute briefing. That's it. That's all you need.
Dude, I mean, it's pretty much set up in the intro as well, right? It's in the theme
Attack
song.
of the Killer
The theme song.
Tomatoes.
So
That's everything you need to know.
this thing breaks the fourth wall 1,000 times.
1,000 times, yeah.
I mean, there's a whole thing where they even go back to like the old classic cartoon fourth wall break, where they pull up the entire scenery and like flip it up. You know what I mean? And it's them on like white background at one point with a paper crumpled
I
in the
remember
corner.
one episode where it might have been the War of the Worlds parody one, where it's like he takes the kid takes over the fucking alien spaceship or whatever, and then they're about to have a big battle, and then it cuts to the Gangrene and his dude, and then it goes to like the TV anchor guy, and he's like, after this break, and then an ad for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes plays, and then it goes back to Gangrene. He's like, that's it? There's no where's the fight? I want to see it. And then the newscaster talks to him through the TV and was like, all right, we'll rewind and play the fight again. And then they go back and then they play the fight all the way through.
It's like, it is smarter than it should be.
Oh, yeah.
It's so clever in so many ways. And like, there's a freedom to, number one, an existing property that's just as absurd as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is. You know what I mean? There's a freedom there. But then with what they've done to it, with the tomatoes themselves, is a stroke of genius.
Yeah.
Stroke
Oh,
of
dude.
genius.
You know, so in the UK, people say tomatoes,
Right.
but I don't, because I grew up on the movies. So it's always tomatoes. Do we have any
Yeah,
tomatoes?
I was going to ask that too. Like, yeah, you never say tomatoes.
No. It's always
Ooh.
tomatoes, because Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Do people bust your balls about that over there?
All the time. All the time.
Do they look at you and do they do that thing where they're like, you want some tomatoes? You like your tomatoes? Is that what you enjoy?
You so
Yeah.
American, you want your tomatoes?
Like,
Right.
I call a lift an elevator, because an elevator is what it does. It elevates you. You know, it's like elevated horror, right?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm with you. I'm right beside you. I call it an elevator too.
What we say in America is right all the time.
Of course, guys, America created everything.
Yeah.
You guys created
Everything started in America.
Yeah. That's what it is. You think, you know, whatever. I was about to get. We'll move forward. I was gonna dig.
On my ass.
I was gonna dig such a hole, and I'm not.
You're gonna get all Uncle Sam on my ass.
Guns, God, and government, guys. Guns,
Yeah, dude.
God, and government.
America.
In that order.
But Liam,
Anyway.
so is anything in this show actually connecting to the movies? Like, is there any sort of canon?
The characters, the characters are definitely from like and you've got Igor, who Igor's like just like this kind of like California fucking blonde yuppie guy that wants to be a newscaster. And what's funny is that character was based on an Olympic swimmer who's never acted before, and they cast him for the movie because he looked the part and create this fucking fantastic character in all three movies.
Did he have like a terrible spray tan like the cartoon?
Yeah, he had that look, right? Like in the movie, he looks just kind of like Igor in the TV show. I recommend you guys seek out the part 4 of the Kill Tomatoes trilogy called Kill Tomatoes Eat France. Seriously, it's a 5-star movie. It's
Do
incredible.
they
that
eat
movie
the?
was
I know this is
made.
kind of spoilers, but do they eat the Eiffel Tower?
Unfortunately, not. No,
Ah.
that is a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
They did film in France. And one of the main characters in that one is called Michael J. Fox, which is really funny because it's not Michael J. Fox. It's called Michael J. Fox.
It's come out. I'm assuming it came out after Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. I think Eat France is like 91, 92.
So they just named a character of an existing person who's already famous.
It's hilarious, seriously. And what's really cool about Eat France is that the tomatoes actually speak. Like the cartoon, and even the designs are very much based on Kill Tomatoes Eat France. And when you watch Kill Tomatoes Eat France, you feel like this should be a theatrical movie, but it went straight to video. But they definitely had the budget, and I'm sure at one point Fox were like, "We got the TV show, we got the movie." You know, they had big plans for tomatoes, which is kind of funny when you think about it, right?
It's just this whole office dedicated to just produce.
Yeah, GMOs, man.
And so, in looking at it too, this is also peak '90s soft exploitation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they have the very really well-made tomato with its menacing face on the box. The A in France is the Eiffel Tower, and then the lady in the very small top has her hair done up like Bride of Frankenstein, and she looks all shocked. This is peak soft exploitation in the '90s, guys. Like,
totally. And the blonde girl in the movie, it was her first ever film. She was like Miss whatever of, you know, like Miss World of whatever country, European country, maybe France, who knows. But she then starred in a little American TV show called USA High. You guys familiar with
no,
USA
that
High?
I don't know.
It's really weird, man, because I feel like England kind of fetishized American culture in the late 90s when travel was really expensive and no one really like traveled to America much apart from Disneyland. We really fetishized everything to a point where we had a channel called Trouble, and it had stuff like Saved by the Bell, California Dreams, USA High, Blossom, all these 90s rom-com things. Because being in England, we're like, oh, America is the greatest country on God's green earth. And then you go to America.
So that's amazing.
You know what's really funny? We had theme parks in the UK called the American Adventure.
That's
okay?
awesome.
And I'm surprised I didn't get my wallet nicked or anything. There, you know?
There were homeless people asking for money. People just shooting off guns in the streets.
What an adventure.
So her name's Angela Visser, it looks like. Yeah. And not only that, but she was in the Ben Stiller show for a couple of episodes. Beverly Hills 90210, Blossom, Baywatch. In '95, she even pops up on an episode of Friends, Boy Meets World.
I mean, if you were a hot person in the '90s, you probably ended up at Baywatch at some point in your career.
You have to.
Now, you know. But what's really cool is she was interviewed recently, and she was like very humble, talking about Kill Tomatoes Eat France and being one of her first experiences. And she seems really down to earth and just really cool, and just, you know, it's always great when you can. When a really attractive person is like cool and down to earth, it's like, yes, they may have won the genetic lottery, but they're humble about it, you know.
At least they're humble
but
about
that
it.
Don't mean jack. That lottery. Someday everybody's in pain together. We all live in pain. It's terrible.
We all live in pain. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Life is pain,
and that's why we have killer tomatoes.
Was it Leftover Cracker choking victim that had a song called "Life Causes Cancer"? I don't know.
I had a what did he teach? Algebra. I had an algebra teacher who used to say, and I think he's quoting a philosopher, but I couldn't tell you which one. But he would say, "Life is a desperate struggle to be, in fact, that which we are by design." And there's no way Mr. Vincent came up with that. That had to be somebody else. But
that's pretty deep, man.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Heavy, man. Heavy. Sticks with me. But anyway, back to this bullshit cartoon. It's too much fun is the thing. And again, it's one of those that you can pop in and out of. And because they play on pop culture and parody so much, and because the story structure is essentially the same in almost every episode. It's perfect TV in that regard. You can slip in and out. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't ask a lot of you, and it gives you a lot in return.
It's fantastic. They even had the little toys that came out too. But if you want to buy them now, they cost like £50
Well,
off
I want to
eBay.
see how much they are. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, there's a Professor Gangrene. You can get an Igor. You can get Chad. You can get who else? FT.
FT.
Damn, bro.
Tomato.
So there's 1991 Mattel Attack of the Killer Tomato figure. That's just looks like it's just
small.
It's small. It's got like a little person in it. I can't see who it is. Oh, it's like the kid and it's taking a fire suit. It looks awful. But the toy goes for over $220.
Right?
That's crazy.
Exploitation. That's child exploitation. Right
That's insane.
Well, the man-child exploitation.
Do you see
It's man-child
nostalgia?
It's cancer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there we go.
But here we are talking about it, and I'm like, you know,
that beautiful, beautiful director, that very talented, thought-filled writer, master filmmaker is
master beta. That's right.
But I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I want one now.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like, I want a Professor Gangrene. I don't know why. I just need it here, you know?
And he's green too, as like on the figure. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, but also these figures don't do anything. They come pre-posed. Is the other thing to me that's the problem as a toy. Is what's up?
Well, I mean, kind of like the Clerks in action figures, right? The in-action figures.
Oh yeah.
Clerks animated figures, you know.
I mean, I'm a guy who because me and Ben are kind of the opposite here. Yeah, no, I'm a guy actually. If you didn't know.
What?
But me and Ben are kind of.
Let's transition to something else.
But me and Ben are kind of the opposite here, where like I'm a big toy collector and so is he. But I like to keep my toys like always in packaging. Like I never take them out of the box. So when I see like in action figures are like here, I can't pose them. I'm like, well, if the whole cardboard looks sick and I can hang them up on my wall, like that's what I want, you know.
Dude, I've got the Series 1 in action figures in my bedroom, like hooked up, you know, in the packaging. I'm a big action figure collector as well. I love that shit so much.
I know. I'm still waiting on them Edie Miss Campbell action figures.
They're coming, man. We've got Ronnie and we've got Miss Campbell. They're coming.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna put it up right here next to Batman and the Green Power Ranger and Toxie.
I mean.
Hang on, I'll show you guys how much look. This is how ridiculous I am with my toys. I like to take everything out. James is right. Hang on.
He takes it all.
It's better in the packaging. The packaging's a part of the
the experience.
Purchase.
No.
Yeah.
Look, I got a bunch of the Super 7s, a bunch of old Toxies. Like I got a Yoda in here. This was all up there, and then I had to dust one day. And I never put anything back up. So I have my whole big bag of like all my display toys. But then I rotated out other display toys. And I was like, well, this bag will rest for a few. I'll let it marinate. But but I've always been that way. I've always been the kid that wants to take his stuff out and play with it. And like
what, in public, you get arrested for that.
Yeah.
Not in America.
This is America. I'm gonna get my junk out. I'll get my junk out.
Get my junk out and play with it in the street.
Not suitable for children.
I mean,
swallowing hazard.
That one I'll agree with you. Yeah, no. Choking hazard.
Yeah.
And this will be the one that gets us flagged and gets James's YouTube taken down.
Well, this will be the one I won't clip out. The one bit that stays in the episode.
Have you guys seen? This is like a cartoon adjacent question. Have you guys seen Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire?
I have. I mean, me and Garrett just saw it. We saw it like a week ago. It was something. It was not fun.
Oh,
did you like it?
So I went with JT and Lisa to a Dolby Vision screen, and I had a 40 milligram gummy beforehand, and I was like, "What's happening? there's a new Ghostbusters movie. I don't know what's happening here. They're slime. I don't know what's happening. So I had to watch it for a second time in the UK, and I really liked it. But the first time round, I was just tripping so much.
So you did like it. So that's interesting because me and Garrett were pretty bummed walking out of the theater.
Really?
Because I thought it was kind of boring. Like I thought, like there were too many characters for one, right? Because there's like literally 8 people. Like why did Patton Oswalt need to be in this movie? And I like Patton Oswalt, but why did he have to be in this movie? There's a random like Ernie Hudson having his random side Ghostbusters thing where it's like, well, why is that not just a part of the regular Ghostbusters? Also, I feel like there wasn't enough ghost busting, you know.
That's true. That is true. I don't know. I think like I just, you know, I live in a world that there's now another Ghostbusters movie where the Ghostbusters are ghostbusting, and you got Peter Venkman being Peter Venkman, and I just feel lucky to experience that because
that I get for sure.
Yeah, you know, they need to make one more movie, just make it about the old guys, you know, like grumpy old Ghostbusters or something.
If they make grumpy old Ghostbusters like that, I'll sign up for all day long. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, because you know we haven't stopped talking about Ghostbusters. Like the best part about the movie coming out is how often me and Garrett, even when you were over, how often we just kept talking about Ghostbusters. Like it did bring it back to the world in a way that feels awesome. I just wish the movie was better.
Yeah, dude, Ghostbusters 2, I watched that the other night, the TV version that's on the Blu-ray. I love that movie.
Ghostbusters 2 rules.
It's incredible. If people look pre-internet, I just thought everyone loved Ghostbusters 2. Then you get on the internet and you realize they don't like Ghostbusters 2. They don't like Gremlins 2. They're
crazy.
You realize that the vast majority of the population are fucking idiots. Is what it is.
But I also learned that Bill Murray apparently also hates Ghostbusters too. Like me and Garrett found this like kind of documentary YouTube video about like all the canceled Ghostbusters 3s. And it's like, it's hilarious because they just constantly show these interviews, Bill Murray, from whenever Ghostbusters 2 ended, like whenever like they were promoting that movie till about like a year ago, of every interview Bill Murray's ever been in, being asked about Ghostbusters 3 and how visibly mad he gets. And then he also talks about how much he hates Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, but this guy made like Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 is high art. That courtroom scene alone
is
amazing.
Probably
one of the greatest scenes in cinema history.
And I've watched some amazing breakdowns of how they did a lot of that shit. And it's like so smart. Like a lot of the ghosts in that scene, do you know they filmed them on like these like metallic fucking like balloons? So like they're so basically what you're seeing is the reflection from the ghost to get them on this like metallic balloon and then composite it. And then the scene where the ghost grabs the chick and goes like through the wall.
Yeah.
There's actually like if you have to look like real close, but there's a jump cut because the way they did it going her through the wall is that they built a fake set of the same door that's there already. And then so it's a big open, so there's no top to the door. So the lady goes through it on a wire. Then they add the ghost part on top of that. Then the coolest part is that they build a miniature and they film that and they place the miniature on top of the empty space of the door they just recreated. So it's all like one long shot and it's so sick.
Dude, it's an incredible movie, and I don't understand the commentary of, oh, it's just like the first film, because I don't think it is. It's completely different to the first film.
I think
you know, if people that say that, they don't realize that all films have like a beginning, middle, end, and they follow the hero's journey.
Yeah,
yeah, it's all Campbell anyway. So who cares?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
That. What is it? The Greeks told us there are only 7 types of stories, something like that.
I'm gonna say 9.
9. Okay. 9. However many they said. Oh, I don't know.
9, but 10 because there's also Ian Miss Campbell.
Right.
Yeah. Very good. Go. But all that to say, there are limited ways to tell things, and it's the brush that you paint with around that story. It's the brush that you use. And like I don't get the big problems with something that can be fun and a technical feat, and I don't see why people shit on that. No. I also, you mentioned it before, but Gremlins 2, I think almost a superior Gremlins.
Yeah, dude, I love Gremlins 2. It's awesome.
I
saw-
recommended Gremlins 2 to Lloyd in the taxi. We're going to the airport together, and we're just talking about Joe Dante. I'm like, but have you seen Gremlins 2, the new batch? And Lloyd's like, no, I haven't, Liam. And I'm like, dude, you would love that movie because it makes fun of sequels. It makes fun of the whole, you know.
He even does like that meta thing where it's like cuts to like a theater, right? And then like Hulk Hogan stands up and was like, "Hey, turn this movie back on." And then like one of the gremlins flies through it through the bat signal, all in like one scene. It's incredible.
It hits so hard.
It has
and
the
so
horny
heavy.
gremlin, the horny lady gremlin.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, give me that all day. Not since Star Wars has a weird, scaly, alien-y, monstery thing, you know, done as much for me.
And I'm pretty sure that one scientist bangs her, does he not? Or they get married, I know, right?
Well, I think you fucked a gremlin.
Because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a shot, right? He has all like the lipstick all over him.
Yep.
That's right, at the end.
She got hers. But that... now he'll get his. But you know what I'm talking about, though? Like as far as like production design for that goes too, and like the level of effort and energy that so many people put in when the building is basically like collapsing, and then there's like the eggs and the water and the whole everything everywhere. It's I don't know. There's so much.
And
to
the
that movie.
idea of
It's so
taking it out of a small town and then putting it in this big corporate building in the 80s is like pretty awesome. Like,
dude, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like how, it's like, how'd you come up with that? It's like, look, there's Gremlins. We're gonna give them something completely different. Kind of like Toxic Avenger 2. If you know, 1 and 2 are like tonally completely different films, and I love them both.
Right.
I think Toxic Avenger 2 is the better movie, personally.
oh,
You know what?
Damn.
I'm gonna tell you, the first Toxie I saw was part 2. The first one I
Me
saw
too,
was part
actually.
2.
Yeah, mine was part 2 also.
Yeah.
And it's
There we go.
because I think at that point they'd already adopted that version of the head on their logo, and you would see it, and that's the Toxie that would take off. And then when you would see the old boxes for the first one and he doesn't look the same, you're like, well, they got it right in the sequel.
Exactly.
But I loved the sequel so much that when I went back and saw the first one, I was like, oh, so it is the upgrade. It is the upgrade, but this is roots, baby. This is how it's supposed to be.
I always, personally, my favorite Toxie is Citizen Toxie. I think that movie is so absurd and fucking gross and offensive in just like the best ways you can possibly be.
It's my favorite Toxie. I think it goes, for me, it goes like 4, 2, 1, and 3. 4, 2, 1, and 3, I think. Yeah. And I still like 3 a lot too.
See,
Great.
I've watched 3 a couple of times, and honestly, every time I watch it, I can't tell you what happened in that movie. Like every time I watch it, it just goes like straight over my.
5 levels of doom.
When Rick Collins, as the chairman of the board, is you will fall down and work for me, worship me, and you're like, oh my god, what?
Dude,
What
it's incredible. I love 3 so much. The video store scene, and then there's loads of like drama llama stuff with his wife seen again, and it's like a TV episode, you know what I mean? And then you got the ending.
That brings up a good question in general. I mean, it has something to do with, I mean, it kind of does with Killer Tomatoes, but like the idea of sequels, right? Because I mean, I feel like a lot of today, I mean, also because a lot of these movies suck too, and it's Hollywood, whatever, but it's like everyone's like, oh, we're getting all these sequels to all this stuff, and like they're not great, but it's like I love sequels. Like I think there are good ways to make sequels, but I don't know if you guys have an opinion on sequels as a general whole.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, Eating Miss Campbell's a sequel to Banjo.
True.
And the only reason why I made it a sequel is so I could sell the Blu-ray. You can buy the double pack right now at refusefilms.com.
Nice.
For $39. You know, I love sequels. I love continuation of characters. In fact, a lot of the movies I first saw as a kid on cable, as you guys call it, but we call it Sky Satellite, were sequels because Child's Play 2, a lot of the first movies were sequels I ever saw. Toxic Avenger 2.
Actually, you know, I saw Clerks 2 before I ever saw Clerks 1. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
And I was like in high school. It was on HBO, and I just threw it. I was flipping through channels. I heard the porch monkey scene, and I was like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever watched in my life." And I just watched like the rest of the movie, and then I watched Clerks after that.
I love Clerks, and I saw like Dogma, Clerks, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy, and then Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back I saw in the cinema. And then when I heard Clerks 2 were coming out, I was so excited because I grew up on Clerks and the animated TV show, but I felt like I grew up with these characters. And Clerks 2, the theatrical experience to me was just so emotional.
Oh, that's
It's a great movie.
I wish I saw it in theaters.
Look,
I loved it so. You know what? I loved it so much, and I'm glad I saw it in theaters. I just wish Kevin Smith saw Eating Miss Campbell in a theater too.
Me too. Me too. Me too, Liam.
They're slated to, and then did not. Yeah.
Oh, he went to rehab. Oh man, poor Kevin Smith.
Fucking Dogma, April Fool's Day. Oh, April Fool's. Go fuck yourself. Seriously, it's like.
Oh, was that an April Fool's thing? About Dogma?
Thing. It's not coming out. No.
That's so lame.
Dogma. The new poster should be produced by a convicted rapist. Directed by Kevin Smith.
Well, if that's the case, a lot of movies should be.
I know, but to be fair, it'd be great for marketing.
They should all retcon every last one of those movies, and at that point, all of them made by the company.
Look, Weinstein, right? Convicted rapist. Pulp Fiction.
Scream.
Clerks.
Yeah.
So if I was the judge, if I was Judge Reinhold, like in Clerks animated episode 4, I'd be like, I'll let it slide.
So here's the thing though, with even like a lot of that, and you talk about like sequels and stuff. All right, Clerks 2 holds a very special spot. I also saw Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back in the theater, and every frame of it was wonderful. Funniest thing I'd ever seen at the time. All of that. Got excited for the reboot. I really did. I genuinely was like, okay, you can't do me wrong. It's characters I love. But then I guess it attempted to play on reboot way too much for me. And in the fact that it's like, oh, it's so much of a reboot. It's the exact same story, but they're trying to wedge in just a couple things. And point of fact, I thought it was kind of lazy, and I hated reboot.
I kind of get it. I personally like it because I think it's like a weird Kevin Smith like love letter to himself. So it's all in jokes, but that's what I think I like about it, because it's all in jokes. But that's why I don't think it works as a sequel, because it's all in jokes. But I think that's what I think is personally wrong with a lot of sequels, because even new Ghostbusters, like, it's just like, why do we have to keep talking about these things that existed before? I mean, I look at Ghostbusters 2 or even Gremlins 2, they don't really talk about those first movies at all. They relate to them, but they don't like in new Ghostbusters, like, oh, we need to use the pole. And we have to like literally melt down the pole in the movie, spoilers, or like they're always talking about. They bring back like the fucking the library he goes to, whatever. It's like,
yeah, I hate that. It's like I hated that. Like, I rewatched Afterlife recently, and that was just nostalgia porn.
Yeah,
like, it's just too married to that first movie.
You know what? Yeah. You know what though? Here's the thing though. What they did and what they did right. And what I really wanted to see continue was when they got, oh my God, what was it? Tina Fey, Kate McCrackle. What's the other one?
I'm talking about the 2016
McCarty.
The 2016.
Yeah, movie. The Lady Ghostbusters. I mean, that's the story I want to see continue. I don't say the internet seemed to love it. That's what people were clamoring for. I don't see why we didn't see more.
I think there's a world where that movie could have actually have worked, because those are like, because I think that's the core of Ghostbusters is 4 comedians. But
yeah,
I literally got 15 minutes into the 2016 I've never finished it. I literally got 15 minutes into it, and I was like, I'm done. I don't need to watch this.
You know, I've not seen it, but I remember seeing the trailer and it looked like a Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
I love Nickelodeon movies, but Ghostbusters shouldn't be a Nickelodeon movie.
And, you know,
And then it felt like the filmmakers kind of weaponized it with the negative feedback online and tried
Yeah.
to make it like a sexist thing. Like
we were
oh, you know,
like,
and it's like,
we were watching
Mhm.
this video about it. It was an Honest Trailers, actually. And they literally posted a clip of Donald Trump yelling about Ghostbusters 2016. Like, that's how polarizing that movie was. It got to fucking the political presidencies.
fucking
And that's the thing with it is like, and this is a conversation that I love, is when a fandom universally pans a thing, the creators and the people that are getting the feedback, the artists, the money grabbers, the whatever, these folks, they, oh, well, it must be because you're sexist. You can't handle women for Ghostbusters. And it's not that. It's like the script wasn't good.
Yeah, these are funny women. All four of
They
them are hilarious comedians.
I do not care
I love
about.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
So twice in the cinema, that should count for something, right?
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Like you have no idea. Your stock just went way up in like everybody's book right now.
I am so inclusive.
Dude, but the thing
I
is,
am trans. I am transatlantic.
so the thing though that bugs me about it the most is that like they refuse to admit that maybe the movie could be lackluster. It can't be the thing that we made. It has to be you and your attitude. The problem is with you, the
Problem
viewer.
is with you, Ben.
It is me. It is me. I think too much about it. I'm
Cis white male. Allegedly.
allegedly.
You can't
Allegedly.
call people. This is getting really political now. Political Toonular.
See what Ghostbusters 2016 does to people?
Yeah,
Dude,
if you
Ghostbusters 2016 was so bad they had to change the name to answer the call.
Yeah, I've seen that now. Every time I see the movie pop up, it's just called Answer the Call now. Or Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Which is,
You know why?
Oh.
You know why? Because that's where women should be, answering the fucking call at home.
that's a bit.
Ghostbusters get back in the kitchen. So
Ghostbusters
Wow.
make sandwiches.
making big statements over here, friends. Big statements. I might have to. My Skype might be going down very soon. I don't know.
Ghostbusters, more like Ghostbusters.
I'm gonna end up ghosting you guys.
Well, I got we can go back to
Yeah.
Killer Tomatoes.
Yes.
Because I
We're
do
keep
want to
segues.
ask too, because so there's the tomato lady, which I find hilarious, that there's this like hot girl who's just also a tomato.
You know what her name is, and this tickled me more than anything in this show. Tara Boomdier. Tara Boomdi. Tara Boomdier. You don't know that?
No.
You have no
Yeah,
idea,
man,
James,
it's,
what I'm saying.
Fucking, well, I know Bloodhound Gang covered it. What is it?
Bloodhound used it. Yeah, Bloodhound used it. That's where I pull from. But it's like it's this very
Bill?
well-known sort of riff.
Wait, what
kinda
Bloodhound
chant.
Gang song?
I know it's on one.
Jimmy,
PSP
Jimmy, y'all,
poster.
Jimmy, damn, Jimmy, yeah. Give me my
My
crop so I
crop,
can take it away.
away.
It's Boom. It's in the song
Ah.
Boom. It's the one with Vanilla Ice in it. Yeah, when
on-
Vanilla
on-
Ice made his comeback. Yeah.
PSP coaster, 996.
Great. What is it? Wait, back up, son. Now give me room. Give me room. I used to know the whole thing. I'd have to get it tipped off. But spreading quicker than your mom. I've got a feel, but don't cop it. Yeah, I stole your beat, but that's because you dropped it. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Pop's got some very,
Amazing.
very good lines in that song.
I know we're trying to talk about
Gang are like the greatest band ever.
Man, they're so underrated. I know now we're going off topic
Yeah.
again from Kill Tomatoes, but Bloodhound Gang, the fact that like they're just not around anymore doesn't make sense to me. Like I get maybe they're too fan, but like they're literally one of the best bands ever, and I'm surprised that they're not still right now on tour.
Well, did you see what happened in Ukraine where like Evil Jared stuffed the flag down his pants and they all got arrested?
No, I didn't know
Never
that.
played since. Dude, there's a whole like fucking documentary thing about it where
Really?
like, it was really scary for him, you know.
So that was like, is that
This
the
is in
end of?
Russia or I think it was Ukraine. He stuffed the flag down his pants and they did not like that.
Wow, he pulled a Chris Jericho.
Well, dude, it was like an international incident.
Yeah, I mean,
Seriously.
so that's the reason why they don't play anymore.
Yeah, one of the big reasons.
That's so
So
sad.
there's a great thing. My favorite fun fact about Jimmy Papa Lee is that he was Stern's intern for the longest amount of time. So when you hear on One Fierce Beer Coaster all those Howard Stern references, it's because he was in The Office.
That's
It's
cool.
literally he was in The Office while that was going on. And if you go back to like 95, 96, that era Stern, you'll hear him talk about Jimmy in the thing. And he left to pursue this. He left to pursue Bloodhound. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Very much so. Now you've got me looking up on Reddit.
I mean, Ben, do you remember our? I mean, to me, it's like one of the most like connecting moments I've ever had with the person, and it was us like driving, I think, to Philadelphia after Were Deer, listening to Bloodhound Gang, right? And then like Fire, Water, Burn came on, and I just remember it being just like, I just remember a moment of just like connecting with someone on that level.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Pop, and I'm a dumb white guy. Not older, new, but middle school. I get that one. I know,
Yeah.
like the inside of my butthole. So very well,
Oh, man,
very
such
well.
underrated
I know all
band.
the crinkles and the creases. I know all of that.
Mr. Crinkle.
Do you know I used to think that was about buttholes? That Primus song, Mr. Crinkle. Me and my buddy Justin, we were like, yeah.
Really?
Well,
Which
not
Justin-
really.
Which
but
Justin Martell?
No. Justin Calvert, my bestie from a long time. I threw his baby in a dryer.
Yeah, the father of the baby in Were Deer.
Right. Yes, of course. No ticky, no washi.
No taking, no washing. We're throwing that baby right in the dryer. Just to have the man that suggested think that we have pushed ourselves too far, and for me to come back and be like, you don't mean that, do you? What? No. What's this thing? You suggested it. Well, maybe it's funny. That's what he gave us. It was you said we had to kill a kid in a dryer. Well, okay, maybe it's funny. I don't know. And then he just went on to the next thing. Yes, it is.
That's Stromer.
The power of positive baby murder.
That's what the new film should be titled, dude.
I'm
The
down for
power
that.
of positive production.
That's the name of the
Go ahead.
documentary. But I do want to ask about Chiller Tomatoes though again, because so the chick, besides she turns from a tomato to a person,
Mhm.
like she randomly also had like tomato powers. I was like, where
Right,
is this
because
coming from?
She's created by Professor Gangrene.
Yeah.
And then she escapes because, and then FT, Fuzzy Tomato, like they did an experiment on a tomato and it became fuzzy, so they kicked him out. So,
I do love FT.
yeah, I
FT's
think something to do with salt and pepper as well.
Yeah, right.
that I
Salt
think-
makes her back
Salt-
into a tomato. Pepper brings her back. And I like how she has to sneeze every time she goes back to a person because of the pepper.
So in Return of the Killed Tomatoes, she's called Tara. She's played by this like really hot girl who's also in Cannibal Women of the Avocado Jungle of Death, I think.
That's
With,
what a title.
famously with Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Yeah.
Bill Maher.
Yeah. He likes to get high these days. Right.
Yeah, very high. Very high.
But does
Don't
she
we
have?
all?
But does she have these same tomato powers in the movie?
Yeah, I mean her eyes glow and everything, and she turns into a tomato, and she's really hot in the movie, man. You should check it out.
Like I watched this movie.
Dude,
George Clooney.
I'm telling you, so much of this show is really like it's like Crusaders ripped it one for one, because she is Yvonne. Igor sounds like Headbanger, and then Fuzzy Tomato FT is Blobby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's cookie cutter. It's like they ripped it.
They were like, "All right, this property doesn't work. What do we got next?"
So here's a question: what's your favorite Toxic Crusaders episode?
I like the one where he blows the guy.
Yeah, when he blows the guy. Yeah, Liam, I don't think you've ever seen that video. We had Zach Amico on the show once to talk Toxic Crusaders. And back when we had
really?
Leo on, when Leo is our guest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo was like, so that episode where they blew this guy? And
It's the first one. Wait. So it's the first one where it's like they have the oil slick monster, and they have to use the kitty litter, and then they blow it with like the blower to blow the kitty litter away. And Leo's describing the scene, and it's one of the greatest things ever. And he goes, "Yeah," and then it's like they just blew this guy, and. In meaning they blew him on the first episode. They're like they can't go back to that monster. And he goes, yeah, and then it's like they just blew this guy. And Zach looks up at him and he goes, he blew a guy?
Trauma.
Oh my God.
And then you're like, well, they had to harden him, and then they blew him.
And they had to harden him, and then they blew him. Yep. That's what they did. It's but just Zach being so taken aback and overjoyed by they blew a guy.
Well, if you go on our YouTube, I do have it on our YouTube Shorts, so go check it out.
Yes.
So that's
Not
my
YouTube
favorite clip.
Shorts, but YouTube Pants and YouTube Skirts.
Yeah, well, the live show is only on the YouTube Pants. We haven't got to YouTube Skirts yet. That's a certain level we have to reach. We haven't got there yet.
I'm waiting for YouTube Capris. That's what I'm really looking forward to. YouTube 3/4 length is that's going to be the party.
What about the YouTube Janko jeans?
Ooh. When we get there, buddy, let me tell you. Then we've made it. That's when we know we've really made it. Speaking of YouTube, real quick, I know we have not done this show justice, but I think we have. Real quick, we also uploaded something. I think we have landed on what our sponsor's actual show should be.
It's great.
Big Dan uploaded an Eat With Your Eyes this week, and you
It's
guys
doing
have
great.
really been seeming to enjoy it. Periodically, our sponsor will pop in, and he's going to be creating.
Yeah, it's got
these wonderful
103 views and 10 likes. That's like the most likes besides our Steamboat Willie episode. The Steamboat Willie I uploaded back in January when it was copyright free. So that's crazy.
It's moving. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. If you guys have any suggestions for your favorite cartoon meals, make sure to punch them into totally.toonular@gmail.com. Big Dan gonna make you a sandwich. All right. But yeah, a wonderful time. This week he did the Shaggy sandwich, the classic Shaggy super sandwich. We have hints as to what the next ones will be, but we'll let Big Dan tell you all about that at some point.
Yeah, but thanks very much.
I love Big Dan.
Well, Big Dan loves you,
Big Dan
Liam.
sauce as well. The barbecue sauce
Yeah.
he gave me.
Oh my God.
You brought some.
It's a bit.
You brought some back to England with you?
Dude, I've been eating it. It's been great. I've been putting it on everything.
Man, I love
There
it.
you go.
This like little Tennessee barbecue, the Big Dan kitchen makes it all the way out to the UK. So good.
Dude, it's got that really cool mustardy kind of. Fucking amazing.
I told him too. When I first told him I like the mustard-based barbecue sauce, and that's what I wanted. He looked at me. He's like, "You and my damn wife." So literally what he said. Actually, I don't think he said my damn wife. I think he was my Dan wife is what he said. You and my damn wife.
Well, I still have 2 unreleased Big Dan's or yet to be released Big Dan sauces. One's like sweet and one's spicy, and I love it. I love being able to switch. Be like, you know what? Today I want a little spice in my sandwich. You know what? Today I want a little sweetness on top of my eggs. It's great. Big Dan's where it's at.
I know many Dans, but there's only one Big Dan.
Only one Big Dan.
One Big Dan.
Big
and that
Dan
is a Big Dan deal. And that was your Big Dan commercial. So yeah, but
Diggity Dan.
And speaking of Big Dan, our Big Dan deal live chat's been blowing up here. We got Joe Duff who says he loves you,
Wait,
Liam.
hang on a minute. They blew a guy?
we blew a
And then they blew this guy.
They blew the chat.
Oh my God. Damn, but now I kind of want to play it now. Just because I can play the audio out of here. But yeah, but this Big Dan chat is blowing up for you, Liam, tonight. Just so you know.
Yes.
Dude, the blowing me tonight.
They're all blowing you.
It's It's like
One
that
big-
scene in Ghostbusters where that ghost Blu-ray and the Ghostbusters came out on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Why didn't they
wow.
have,
Yeah.
why didn't they have a Blu-ray edition?
I want to see. Yeah, where's the extended cut of that?
I want to see that cut.
I think you can. I think it's what is it like? You can probably pay like $2 somewhere, and you can see the whole thing. Fucking it's clips for sale. Where you get that?
Ghostbusters, get your bitch ass back in the kitchen
So
and answer the fucking call.
Answer the call.
it's a
you
terrible
bitch.
statement.
All right,
about-
wait here. I got the just so you can hear this, Liam.
Oh,
Yeah, I read that in the script. I'll just say like, oh, we blew this guy in the first episode.
Right. Right. You blew a guy in the first episode? I don't remember this. I think you watch a different show than I do.
It's like
Remember they blew this guy in the
No,
first
what was
episode?
that guy? Was it Catharsis Monster? It was like a mud monster
Yeah.
thing. I forgot what's the name.
Yeah. With the cat litter, right? And then they blow him away. They harden him, and then they blow him.
God damn,
That's
that's
fun.
top one of my favorite moments on the show ever.
so yeah, low key, you happen to come at a very good time, Liam. Where
Really?
Well, everyone's blowing him, so I guess it's a good time to come.
all that blowing, it's time to come. No, we're actually what do you call it? Making great leaps and strides with our technology and doing things that 10-year-olds have been able to do since they were 3.
It only took me a full year to figure all this out.
3 years to really get moving. But anyway, so Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, it based more so largely on the second film. All of it, all of this to say this about this wonderful show. James, I don't know about you. We're pushing 2.
Yeah.
I have work to do. Lloyd is a
Yeah, Liam's up late right now.
It's like
tell you,
it's 3:15 in the morning right here.
it's a
Yeah.
whole situation. I still have what is it? Another 75 hours of work to do inside of the next 3.
I
before
know.
go to
It
bed.
sucks, Liam. I feel like I can talk to you forever.
Yeah, man. I feel like I can talk forever.
So all of that to say, look at the level of conversation that something as ridiculous and as off the wall as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes can incite. If nothing else, from looking at it for a little bit, just watch a few episodes and then talk to your buddies about it and see where life goes. That's the joy of a
Yeah.
thing like this. The cartoon itself, for me, I'm gonna tell
Well,
you.
let
James,
me explain it. To Liam doesn't know how we rate shows on the show
he's
at all.
listened. He listens to every episode. He knows what he's doing.
So like,
you know, when I'm not making those fantastic trauma movies, I like to sit back and listen to Tony.
I hope so. That's what I hope everybody would do.
That's too good, man. See, you cut so deep is the thing, and that's I
Yeah.
think that's the
That's why I
the
love you,
nugget.
Liam. Like I said, you
Yeah.
always cut so deep. You're the only person who's ever brought up Screaming Bloody Murder. I can talk to you about the weirdest sequels that nobody else gives a shit about. We can talk about wrestling for days. We haven't talked about WrestleMania, which fucking this weekend. Cannot wait.
It is, but AEW is on everyone's,
Everyone's mind right now because thanks to Punk constantly putting over the company he doesn't want to talk about.
And what a fucking then he's talking about corporate and numbers and business. Like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're CM Punk. Where's all the Punk?
There's nothing punk about him whatsoever.
So as a family, where do we stand on Ripley and the Man?
Oh, I'm Ripley all day. Mommy every day, all day.
I mean, yeah, completely.
Yeah, mommy all day. That's right. Good. Thank you, guys. I
Also,
appreciate that.
I want Drew McIntyre. He's my dude for beating Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre deserves that belt right now. He's on
doing
fire.
the best work in his career right now. He's
And
so good.
I know we're going like a little log, but it's like I love it because he was kind of pushed to the back burner for a bit when Punk came in, and then he kind of pushed himself forward and then got that over. And that's what makes Drew McIntyre fucking awesome. Because he could have just
Hell
fell
yeah.
behind. This match could have been whatever, but he made it fucking good. So,
I agree.
So, Liam, so he said you don't know how we rate shows on here. We have a 3 rating system, right? If you don't like this show, you give it the old Derek. Oh, didn't play. Well, it's supposed to, oh, I'm on the wrong. Oh, it's muted. There it is. I was on the wrong button. Here we go. So if you don't like a show, you give it the Derek. Now, if you really like, if you like the show, you give it
success.
The good old Zach Amico.
Success.
But if you really fucking love it, like this is like your desert island show that you cannot live without, you got to give it the old Leo.
I really enjoy coming.
So you got you got 3 options to pick here. So I'll start with you, Liam. What are your final thoughts on Attack of the Killer Tomatoes animated show, and what are you gonna rate it?
I really enjoy coming.
I really enjoy coming.
Yeah, man.
What are your final thoughts on it, though? What do you got for us?
I mean, it's Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. What can I say? It's produced by Fox. It's inspired by a fucking low-budget movie. It's meta. It looks gorgeous, I think.
Yeah.
The vibrant colors, the live-action opening, the theme song, the characters, you got John Astin you got Gomez Adams himself voicing Professor Gangrene. What can I say? It's a TV show that was taken from us too soon. Kind of like 9/11, never forget.
Beautifully.
Oh, I thought you meant 9/11 came and went way too soon in our life.
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going.
That's what I heard. That's it. That's what my head. And they took it away too soon. They took away your 9/11 too quick from you.
9/11 were like Independence Day. It was like the big summer blockbuster coming this summer. 9/11.
How long until it's a holiday though? For real, like a thing
It's
where
a national holiday, isn't it?
I mean, isn't it not? Not like celebrating. Oh, it's a hot, but I mean, like. I remember, being in New York, it's kind of like 9/11 comes, there's big lights everywhere. Everyone's got like flags up everywhere. All the schools do like a thing. So it's kind of a holiday. It's a sad holiday, but it's a holiday.
Instead of Santa Claus, you got Osama Claus. You get a bad boy, you get bombs.
On that note, Ben, what are you doing? What are you giving this show? What are your final thoughts here?
You know what, man?
What is Osama Claus bringing you for Christmas?
It is a thing that I enjoy. I couldn't put it over as much, but it's a solid success for me. It's a solid success. It's like again, it's well, Liam referred to a little bit of the CG ground that it broke or whatever, but at the same time, it's also not necessarily the most groundbreaking cartoon. It's formulaic in its approach. It is comfortable in its viewing, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's not that. What do you call it? It's not necessarily my desert island. It's but it's not Beetlejuice. We'll put it that way. Anyway.
Wait, you got a problem with the Beetlejuice cartoon?
I love it. That's what I'm saying. It's not that.
It's one of the greatest cartoons ever.
Well, you got to come back and talk about it with us, Liam, because we haven't talked about it yet.
Really? I'll come back for that.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Hang out. One of the best cartoons ever made. Lasted for a very long time. It's very.
I have many stories of my own personal British experience with that cartoon.
Oh, I would love to talk about that.
Nobody ever gets this reference, but do you know Jean Lafitte's Feet Treats? It's in an episode. It's a thing that stuck out. The skeleton.
It's like 4 seasons, right?
Bro, I want to say second or third. I can't tell you exactly which, but it's a commercial that's playing on the TV in the Netherworld, and it's for Jean Lafitte's Feet Treats, and it's got a little song, and then it's like a little skeleton bone dog treat that's off of the feet. It's like foot bone dog treats, if I remember right. It also could be treats for your feet.
I need to give the show a revisit, but didn't that show like utilize like CGI or something? It utilized some kind of.
They also used like a little bit of like claymation and some very much live action-y kind of elements. Yeah,
dude, it's great. It's way before its time.
Yeah. But anyway, all that to say, if you're out there in the world, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes with your buddies, be it the movies, be it the cartoon, here, I would really suggest the cartoon, and then just hang out with your friends and see what happens, see what sparks from it.
Tomatoes is like one of your 5 a day fruit and veg, right? So
yeah,
it's good for you as well.
Famously a fruit disguised as a vegetable.
That's true.
Wow.
That's right. I mean, tomatoes are fruit.
Really?
They are fruit.
Really?
So, yeah, 100% they're fruit. So it's because they
got
they're
seeds.
Seed bearing.
Yeah, they got seeds.
Yeah, it's how they do the seeds on the inside. Anyway.
Dude, that's great. Wait, since when? Is this like a new discovery?
Nope. This is garden talk on Totally Toonular. So fucking.
You're a gardener?
Well, hey, garden talk,
There's a couple of acres.
I dig some dirt. Let me tell you. That's what I'm finding out now, and doing what I'm doing. I'm getting all the dirt. But anyway, it's a whole other story.
Well, I'm gonna give this show a. Oh, I muted it again. Fuck. There we go. I'm gonna give this show success. I press the mute button because then you'll just hear things off my phone. But yeah, man, this show's so much fun. Like, listen, I love the meta humor. I love things that can spoof movies. Like, I'm always a big fan of that. I'm eating Miss Campbell too. Obviously, I love meta jokes, but it's good too. You know, sometimes it get annoying, but this show is just hits all those like jokes. But I didn't even expect it. There's one where they're like the film reel stops, and then they have to like restart like the film reel. And I don't know, that kind of shit is just hilarious to me. So I'm all about it. And now it made me want to go see these sequels. I said I had no idea this show ever existed. I didn't even know there were sequels. So now I got more things to watch.
Feel like I need to get high. We need to watch King Ralph and the Killer Tomato sequels.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
My couch is always here for you, Liam. I wish you could come here next month to come see Psalm 41 with me.
Me too. Seriously, man. I wish. But, you know, I should just move over there, you know.
You should. You're ready, the real American.
How come you're only seeing some 41 and not all 41?
Whoa.
Well, because some 41, because the rest of them are still going to be around. You know, the 41, they're going to just, that's the last of it. You know, 43 and 40, they're still around.
Well, you'll see some 41.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You might not see all of 41, but you'll see some of it.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Well.
Hey, so like I've been watching WrestleMania 11 and WrestleMania 12.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I've also been watching Michael Herz's produced golf DVD.
What? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Here at Refuse Films HQ.
I've been going back to Raw Season 1. I went back to Raw Season 1, and I'm doing a full series.
Yeah, Ben's going to watch every Raw.
What, 1993 when they're in the Manhattan Center?
And the first story arc is Repo Man stealing Macho Man's hat. Yeah. That's where I started. That's exactly where I started. I'm in Season 3 now. What is it? Diesel still has a strap? Or either that, or I think Psycho Sid may have just picked it up. But they're getting into Dr. Ivan Yankum's first storyline. So Kane, who became Kane.
But did Jerry King Lawler bring in Isaac Yankum, and there's the Bret Hart feud?
Yes, we're in the process of. We're all in the midst right now, and Goldust is getting ready to make his premiere where I'm at.
So it's like
that's awesome.
1995, 1996.
Yes, sir. You already know.
It
is.
Wait till you get to like the mid 2000s. We got to watch like 3 hours of Raw.
It's been very like grounding though, and it's been kind of like that sort of undertone for a lot of the work I've been doing recently is like just everybody yelling constantly and constant just abusive senses coming at you. I'm like trying to desensitize myself so I can work through a lot of that stuff as I lead into my summertime project. I think it's going to help.
1998 is my favorite year of Raw.
Well, 98, famously, is that not the Three Faces of Foley Rumble is 98?
That's right.
That's like peak Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
for sure.
Yeah.
Seen this one? Should we do an episode of this? Why was this not a cartoon?
Eve's
Hell
Beach
yeah.
Fantasy is
Fantastic. I love it.
It's a wonderful movie in
I love
so
it.
many
It's
ways.
the best softcore movie that Trauma ever released.
Well, what's the A Midsummer Night's? God, they put out a couple of like horny Shakespeare movies.
Which is the
What about the sexy workouts?
Sexy workouts are great.
about
Have you watched?
about Electra Love 2000?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Have you watched Sexy Workouts on Troma Now?
No, what is it?
Okay, so it's just called Sexy Workouts, and it's just like naked people doing exercises or people getting naked as they do exercises. So back a long time ago when we first started doing this, I gave everybody their own free trial membership to my Troma Now. And I forgot, like very naively, like a little boy, that people could see what I'd been watching. And they all log in, and the first thing in the corner is like, continue watching Sexy Workouts.
It's hilarious, man. I need to, so are you saying that you recommend Sexy Workout?
I mean, listen, how do you think I've lost all this weight? How do you think I've gotten looking?
That's the
dude,
Trauma ad
dude.
I want to make. You know how I lost all
You
this
guys
weight?
need to-
Sexy workouts.
You guys need to check out a film on there called Street Beat.
Ooh, okay.
But what's funny about it is, like there's the description of what the film is, the synopsis. Street Beat, they've changed it recently, but it used to be, I'm going to level with you. I have no idea what this film's about. It's like someone in the trauma office just thought about, I'm going to level with you. I have no idea what this film's about.
We don't know either. Is
Street
it
Beat
like
is a weird musical jazz thing. I don't know.
Street Beat? Done and done. Putting it on a list right now, bro.
Yeah, man. Put it on a
All right,
list.
well, we gotta roll. Gotta roll
All
out
right.
of here. But Ben, do you want to know what we're watching next week?
No, I don't. This is the last one I'm doing. Yeah, of course I want to know what we're watching next week, James.
Well, I decided.
James always has to do a prompt, Liam. He's like, Ben, will you ask me what we're watching next week? And every time I'm like, he could just be like, hey, Ben, you know what we're watching next week? And he's like, Ben, please ask me.
I
need
like to
someone
be asked. I like that. That's how me and Leo used to do it. So I'm trying to bring it back.
Yes. James, since we've wrapped up this this tremendous episode, I want to say thank you to our guest, Liam Regan. Liam, thank you for joining us. Refuse Films for all of your refuse needs.
It's pronounced Refuse Films.
Oh, refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Refuse.
I've been saying refuse.
No, everyone does. And you are forgiven, but it's actually refuse. Refuse means garbage, and that would imply that I make garbage movies when in reality I make high art.
Yes.
You do.
I
So-
thought, is this not a double
Entendre. It is a double
yeah.
entendre. A double entendre.
A double one.
Double.
But yeah, refusefilms.com or .com. Depends.
.com. Refuse them though. Don't put them in the refuse.
No, you just refuse films. Like, you want to watch a film? No, I refuse it.
I don't want anything to do with
I don't
that.
want anything to do with films. No, one day I was like, fuck films. I don't want to make any more refuse films.
That's beautiful. On that note, James, what are we watching next week?
I wanted to take it easy on you, Ben, because I know you're a busy man. So I picked a pretty short, easy movie to watch. And I was kind of in the mood to watch something violent because I just saw this action movie the other day. So I was like, I want something where people are going to punch each other in the faces. So we're going to watch this, which I think is a good movie. I haven't watched it in a minute. But this one of the Mortal Kombat animated movies, Scorpion's Revenge, which is pretty badass and pretty brutal, pretty awesome. Have you ever seen it, Liam? I don't know if you're much of a Mortal Kombat fan.
I've seen like the first movie.
Yeah, I love the first movie. This is an animated movie. Right. It's on HBO. It's super bloody, super. It's like everything I've ever wanted out of a Mortal Kombat movie is in this animated movie, and it's great.
I watched the Johnny Cage.
Yeah, this
Mortal
isn't that
Kombat
same
movie.
universe, but this is the first movie, and I think it's
Got
better
it.
because I like the Johnny Cage movie. It's good, but the Scorpion Revenge is like the better. That's the good. That's like awesome, and it's only an hour and 20.
Is it like the Spawn animated series, the HBO?
No, it's not that dark. Well, it's not like literally that dark. You know, it's dark, but it's not like
not as dark as Al Simmons, or
yeah. God damn it, Liam! I love you so much.
hey, BLM, motherfucker, BLM.
On that note, let's get out of here, man. I love you, Liam. Man, until next time, we'll talk some Beetlejuice. Miss you, man.
Yeah, miss you too, man.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Wait. Don't do it, Cartman. Wait. I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
We got whores in the city. We need backup now. Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my God! The government is here. Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
We got whores in the city. We need backup now. Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my God! The government is here. Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass.
Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Wait. Don't do it, Cartman. Wait. I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Aren't you ashamed? 10-6-9er, we got whores in the city. We need backup now. Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my God! The government is here. Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all humans?
We're there, dude.
We'd like some money. Yeah, money. Money is cool.
Aren't you ashamed? We got whores in the city. We need backup now. Don't be so dang literal.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Oh my God! The government is here. Run!
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
Ich bin ein Springfielder.
Shut the hell up. I've got the strangest feeling someone's gonna kick his ass.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it,